Hello, and welcome to Weed and Grub.
How do I feel today? I feel relief.
Relief?
You know why?
No.
Because I did my taxes.
I did my taxes too. Congrats to us.
Up top.
Yeah.
Congrats to us.
Wow. You really did it.
I did it. And I feel so pride.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking, you know, that the old "This is your brain on drugs."
Oh, that's why
Friday.
you sent me the pic. Hilarious.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
This is your brain on this is your brain on drugs. That's not your brain on drugs. That's your brain after you do your taxes.
Yeah.
That's what my brain looks like after I do my taxes.
Instead of like brought to you by the government, it's like brought to you by like everyone who just did their taxes.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is our brains.
That's it.
Yeah.
It
I
is,
agree with that.
You know, October of whatever year we're in, our Lord 2023. And man, I got them done. But
Congrats.
holy lift.
Yeah. It is crazy. Well, did you do them the same way you did them last year?
I did them the same way I do them every year, which is late and panicking
Yeah.
with bags of receipts and papers that I've had months to like get into order and file. And my organizational system just doesn't work that way. I don't know. How did it go for you, Mike?
When I asked that, I meant, did you take mushrooms and try and do them again?
Oh. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We were with our friend Reggie. Shout out Reggie Harris from Oakland Hi-Fi last year, and he microdosed us on the podcast the day I was going to do my taxes.
Yeah.
And no, I didn't do my taxes that day. We hung out with Archie at the dog park.
Yeah, that was my favorite bit ever. Like we microdose, we're both feeling sparkly. We go to the dog park. I find a great stick.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I'm going to go do my taxes. Cut to 20 minutes later, I get a text. I can't do these taxes. It's like, no,
I can't look
numbers?
at paperwork from the government when I'm on mushrooms.
Can I write off this Target receipt for a fan?
Oh, God. Well, we're done.
We are done.
Congratulations on being done.
Yeah, it feels, well, it doesn't, I don't know. It feels fine.
Yeah.
I don't understand any of it. I don't think you can get in trouble for any of it if you're like not a billionaire.
Wesley Snipes went to prison.
I know.
You can definitely get into trouble for it.
I know. Yeah, but I'm not Wesley Snipes.
True, but
I feel like I could
feel like
write down just a bunch of numbers
Mhm.
and hit send, and
I
that would
wouldn't-
be as effective as me deciding if I can write off our village idiot muscles that we had while we were preparing for the podcast.
We talked about the podcast. That is a fair write-off.
It's what I'm saying. So I just feel like I just make up, I don't make up numbers because I know we have a big listenership with the IRS, but I do feel like we all could make up numbers because we make up a very insignificant part of the American system.
Weirdly, though, I feel like we're the ones that get looked at. You know what I mean? Like
We
the
are made
billionaires are
examples
the
of,
ones who
yeah.
have like all of the rafts and reams of accountants and teams of people. And we have one mighty accountant who is absolutely incredible and a superhero in my eyes for what he
Mine
does
too.
for us.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're kind of the ones that get looked at. I mean, I'm going to touch wood over here because I don't want them to look.
I know what you mean. So the funny thing is the last year when you were on mushrooms trying to do math, I showed up at our accountant Jeff's office
Mhm.
with 3 filled Target plastic bags of receipts.
Wow.
And I said, buddy, the only way I'm going to get this done is if I sit in this office and I do it. And he goes, all right, man, do it. And I just sat there silently and plugged away at 3 bags of receipts. And afterwards, kindly, he said, there is a better way to do this. And I said, I don't know how, and I probably will never change.
Mhm.
And he said, okay.
What is the better way?
You do like what I want to do this coming year
Okay.
is have like a credit card for all business. So if we go
Great.
out to lunch, if I get gas on the road,
Yes.
if I'm at the airport and I need a coffee and a sandwich,
Yep.
if I'm doing a hotel, what's it called where you're like, if you throw the TV off the balcony, you get charged for it? incidentals.
Damages?
Damages. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I want a business card, and then all I have to do is like upload that business card and ship it.
Yeah, you export that CSV file.
Mhm.
I feel you on that. I used one card for my entire trip this summer where I was out of town for 6 weeks, and all of my expenses are on that. So for next year, hopefully I'm in a better place. But
Yeah. And I also want the business card because you can choose your own like credit card, like the picture on your credit card.
oh yeah, you can get,
Yeah. So I thought about dressing up in a suit and putting on some cool shades.
oh, you can get your own picture?
Yeah. And I think it'd be real fun if I could get a business card and it's me in like a tuxedo looking like James Bond on it.
And then you hand it over at MJ BizCon. You just slide it across the counter for your drinks at MJ Biz. And you look all profesh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, Mary Jane?
How's it going, Mike?
Really good. Welcome to Weed and Grub, everyone. This is a podcast about comedy,
Cannabis,
culture,
cooking,
calling shit out,
and financial accountability.
Yeah. Collusion. I don't know. Yeah. Well, let's do plugs real quick since you brought them up.
Speaking about the MJs, so we are co-hosting the MJs International Cannabis Awards.
Not associated with Weed and Grub.
Las Vegas, November 30th. We will be on stage at the awards having a fantastic time with the best in the biz. So looking forward to celebrating everyone who has been nominated for and who wins an MJ. And we would love to see you at the theater. So you can go to the MJs, that's the EMJAYS.com, and get a ticket to join us at what is guaranteed to be a wonderful, lavish red tie affair? Black tie gala? Green carpet event.
Cumberbong.
Cumberbong.
Something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Mike will be wearing a cumberbong. I'll be on mushrooms. Please come and have a great time with us.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can host an award show while we're
I like that as like a little secret addition for us.
buzzing around.
100%.
For sure.
And then also, please, were you going to say more?
No, that's it. Please come and hang out with us at the MJs, Las Vegas, November 30th. Link in our notes. And please subscribe to my Substack. I've got a newsletter affiliated loosely with my sandwich project, and it's on Substack at This Is Mary Jane. It's my handle on Substack, and then the newsletter is called My Sandwich, My Choice. And I'm just writing about fun stuff that I'm up to and sharing my sandwich vids. And
have you locked in what day it's going to drop yet?
Great question, Mike. And fuck you. Wow, talk about accountability.
Yeah.
I was dropping it on Saturdays, and then I decided to drop it on Fridays, but I missed last Friday because I was doing my taxes. So as of now, it's going to be Fridays.
Okay.
But I skipped one.
Okay.
So, but the next one's going to be even better for it because I've had more time to prepare.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start interviewing people. I'm really excited. I've just locked in 2 interviews that I'm going to talk to an OBGYN who is an abortion provider and interview her for the newsletter. And also another person that I'm really excited to just talk about when the time comes, who's like a big theater artist who just agreed to do a sit down with me for my Substack. So yeah.
Very, very cool.
Cool place to share ideas.
I'm really enjoying them when they come out. I think it's a really good thing.
Appreciate it. Yeah. I wrote about our sort of like exchange last week when we on the podcast kind of got into it about like the bed art.
What do you mean kind of?
Kind of
got into it.
We got into it.
I felt like a shriveled raisin who wanted to like roll down a hill away from that conversation. Like I'm still, look at my hand. I'm gripping my, if you're watching YouTube right now, go to our YouTube at Weed and Grub and you can see my fist.
Anyway, I wrote about our détente, whatever you want to call it, on the Substack. And
what does that mean?
It's a word I like to use
what does
sometimes.
It mean? I'm sorry,
I'm
getting silly. Détente, is that French?
Yes, it is French, and it's actually not accurate. A détente is like a hold in a fight. It's like you're holding back from fighting. When you reach a détente, you've agreed to like stop fighting.
Like we may disagree, but we are done.
We're done with the fight.
Oh, that's cool to learn.
It's like what's it called? What's it called when you take a break in tag? And you're like freeze.
Right. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Oh shoot! I hope it comes to us during this conversation because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, anyway, so I wrote about it in the Substack and I checked with you before I published it. I was like, is this okay with you? And you're like, I'd love to read it before you publish because it's about us. So that's, what I'm doing over there.
It was a good read.
Thanks.
And the way that you wrote about us, I really appreciated. I think I had one note and it was like, can you mention that I'm stoned? Like that was my only note.
Exactly.
Yeah. So fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I don't have any plugs this week, but I did have a really good time. If you are on my IG at Glazer Boohoo, I talked about how I took mushrooms and went to see The Exorcist alone. And I sat in my favorite seat, L1, the top corner of the AMC movie theater. I am an A-lister. I do cut to the head of the line. People do respect me when I'm at the movies.
Mhm.
And I saw Exorcist tripping pretty hard. Texted you in the middle of the movie because I was having trouble looking at the screen. Very scary, very, very freaky. And then afterwards, I did not want to walk home at midnight alone in the dark on mushrooms after seeing Exorcist. So I snuck into Taylor Swift's Eras movie. It was me, 4 children, and a gay man in the front. The 4 children were dancing. The gay man was dancing. Me in the back corner. L1, being a real creepo, but fuck if that's not a good movie. It was so great. I talked about, and I'm just repeating myself, it cleansed my soul from The Exorcist. Mm-hmm. She is absolutely one of God's chosen ones. She is a beautiful, talented, magical artist. The movie is fantastic. And I talked about it and said, screw Barbenheimer, and you've got to hop on ExorSwift. It is the new Barbenheimer, and I can't recommend it enough.
It's such a good bit, Mike. I fucking love it. It's amazing. ExorSwift, everyone. Yeah. Especially on mushrooms. That just sounds like a real ride for the soul. Who needs ayahuasca? Take mushrooms, go see The Exorcist, and then bathe in the glow and the glory of America's arguably, am I high right now? Maybe. Arguably greatest pop star.
100%. I mean, it's like her, Beyonce, Rihanna, like there's like a handful that are on that Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
And she is front and center as far as I'm
Madonna.
concerned. Madonna is on the previous
Still
one.
Forever and always. No, she's always on there.
There can be new Mount Rushmores for new generations.
It's true. There can be, absolutely. But I just think, I just saw Bowen Yang, and I can't remember who he was talking to on the podcast, but he was like, she's your mother. You can't disrespect her. And I was like, it's so true, Bowen.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Also, ayahuasca at the movies is, I would argue, crazier than mushrooms at Exorcist.
I don't think you could ever do it. I just heard the most amazing. There's a great podcast. If you don't listen to This Is Actually Happening, do you listen to that podcast?
You've mentioned it and I've said yes, but I have not.
It's truly wonderful. And there are a couple of really good episodes where they talk to people who have had ayahuasca experiences. One was really transformative for this person. He was dealing with grief and depression. He was like, the way he talks about it made me really want to do it. And the other one, I was like, I will never do it, because the person who was telling the story, her husband took ayahuasca and then completely became a different person and like walked out of her life.
Oh, wow.
So
well, you know what? Maybe that's a good thing.
Truly, always, yeah. Like it reveals things, I guess, is the lesson that I took away from it. I have never felt the need to get to that level of revelation for myself. Not yet.
The first time I take ayahuasca, I want it to be while I watch Napoleon.
Dynamite?
No, Joaquin Phoenix's Napoleon coming out during Christmas, so I can really get to the heart of who I am and my own complexes. Doesn't that sound fun for me in a crowded theater?
Only if you immediately go see the Trolls movie right afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Got to see freaking Paw Patrol.
You got to get those double features. I love the idea of the Barbenheimer, ExorSwift, Napoleon, and Trolls, whatever the double feature is.
Napolitrol.
Napolitrol.
Come on now.
Yeah. What are we going to watch? What's Aquaman is the antidote to something too.
The Nun. That's the only other horror movie I know of right now.
Let's go see The Nun and then go see Aquaman.
Yeah.
Great.
Nun Man.
Okay. Nun Man 2.
Aquaman does look freaking great though. I will take mushrooms for Aquaman again. That's like, okay.
I gotta say, no, because remember last time when we saw Aquaman the first time, it was because we'd seen the Joker and we needed a fucking antidote.
You are freaking correct.
That's how we saw it, because we saw the Joker, walked home. I was very upset about it. I really, really, really did not like the Joker. And I don't remember if you hated it as much as I did.
Well, they wouldn't let me bring my gun in and my sign that said incel for life. So I was really upset about it.
It was upsetting. And it was great to walk and talk with you afterwards and have you be funny. That kind of like melted some of my fucking rage at that movie. And then we went back to my place and smoked a joint and watched Aquaman. And we were like, oh no, this is the best movie ever made.
It's the best movie ever made. Aquaman is so freaking good.
It's so
agreed.
good. It's absolutely garbage and it's wonderful.
So maybe Napoleon and then Aquaman
Let's
is the
do
move.
it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Joaquin, we have to do this.
Come on now.
This is happening.
We're back, baby. We're back.
Also, I looked up détente, and it is the easing of hostility or strained relations, especially between countries or fellow podcast hosts.
It says that last part?
Mm-hmm.
Is it our picture?
It's a picture of you and me. Yeah.
No shit.
Détente.
Détente.
An easing of hostility. Or
Here-
strained relations.
Here is an example.
Here are some
These two.
strange relations, and they have been eased.
That's freaking awesome. Oh, speaking of straight ease.
Speaking of ease,
Speaking of ease.
Okay.
Fucking a little bit of a
Segway King.
Segway King over here. How did you celebrate getting your taxes completed?
Oh, thank you for asking, Mike. I went to a wonderful place here in LA called We Spa, which is, and I got that done. Yes. Thank you for the picture of someone's feet being rubbed. That's pretty much what happened.
Really?
I went with my friend Kate to We Spa, and we did an assortment of soaks and saunas and soaks and saunas and chatting and chatting and chatting. And at one point, Kate looked at me because we went before we had treatments scheduled. And so we met a couple of hours before to soak and hang. At one point, Kate looked at me and she was like, I'm having the best time. Don't get me wrong, but time is crawling. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, let's get to the treatments. So then we both got scrubs and massages where these amazing massage therapists put you on this table. They scrub the shit out of your skin and they peel off that top layer and then they
Ooh.
cover you in oil and rub you so hard. At one point, something was happening to my calf and I was like, this is better than sex. Like sex is not overrated for me. I love sex. Sex is the greatest thing ever. But that moment I was like,
Like your other leg is behind your ear.
yeah, like giddy, 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 giddy. Like I need anything else to happen today. This is the greatest.
What okay, if it's inappropriate, please let me know. But do you approach getting a oil scrub down massage from a stranger the same way I approach going to the dentist, where just before I go to the dentist I'm flossing, I'm cleaning my teeth? Like do you get yourself situated for such a thing?
I did get myself situated. Yes. Yes. I shaved and buffed and waxed and plucked before I went to also because you're naked in a common space with a bunch of other women who are naked. So you're going to like groom a little bit.
You're going to size each other up.
You're going to do it.
Yeah.
Everyone shows up looking, at least like, showered and shaved. Or if you don't shave, then just like groomed or whatever it is. And then, but once you're on that table, I mean, all bets are off. Like you cannot prepare yourself for what these women do to you.
What do they do to you?
They're so strong. And they just, it's kind of like, have you ever seen SeaWorld where like the sea lions slide up onto that thing, to get the fish out of the...
like the
you know what I'm
trainer
talking
is
about?
in front of the crowd and they hop out of the water and slide to a halt?
Yeah. So I am the sea lion sliding out of the water onto that table. And the trainer is not giving me fish. She's beating the shit out of me. And she's flipping me around. And it's a SeaWorld experience. Not to be witnessed. Feels great though.
Feels great though. Wow. And then after you do the oil and the massage, do you then do like the hot rocks and the cold plunge and the salt room? Like
No, the massage was the last thing that happened. So we did the sauna and all of the salt and hot rocks and everything first, and then went and got scrubbed and massage. And then I had a bowl of ramen.
Oh.
Kate and I each had a beautiful big spicy bowl of ramen, some slurpy nudes.
There you go.
Brain on taxes.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, man. I really lost like a portion of my frontal lobe or something. Sloopy nerds.
Nope.
Slurpy nudes. I'm going to launch a ramen line called Sloopy Nerds.
I like that actually.
Right?
Yeah. And it's like those fun little Daria glasses and a bowl of ramen.
Don't you think that'd be a hit with the college kids?
Absolutely.
MJ's Sloopy Nerds. Have a good time with your brain not functioning.
The wall is just covered in definitions in foreign languages.
Détente.
Fun facts.
Sleepy Nerds.
Fun in quotes. Just facts.
Just facts. Just straight facts. None of them are fun. I will put you on blast right now to say that you had two options for this spa picture that's behind us. And you were like, well, here's one and here's another one if you don't want it to be fun. And I was like, Mike, come on.
Yeah, I know. I took a shot at you.
Shots fired. It's a détente, okay?
It's a détente. Wait, the other thing was, do you drink water and chug water? Like, what do you, or how
so
do you?
much water.
Yeah.
And then, I was going to say, because we've had this conversation before, after I think I had a massage or some kind of spa experience where I can't remember if it was weed or mushrooms, but I was talking about like it makes your body a psychedelic highway, or maybe that was your experience. I can't remember.
It was mine after taking acid with a friend who, I don't know if he wants me to say his name, and I had a pretty rough acid trip. And so the next morning in Vegas, he was like, we're going to a wee spa. We're getting massages. You're getting your feet fucking touched. And I hated that. But the rest of it was amazing. And a cold plunge. And afterwards, that that detox
Mm-hmm.
led to me drinking a ton of water, peeing out everything bad inside of me. And then that night when we re-upped on the acid,
What do you mean you re-upped on the acid?
like I took another like quarter tab and some mushrooms,
Oh.
and they hit me, but they hit me in a much better way because I feel like I was cleaner.
Okay.
My system was cleaner.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's what I was going to say was I, after my spa and Sleepy Nerds, I went home, drank a bunch of water and took one of those Lost Farms Kiva edibles. And I got so fucking zooted. I was watching Moonlighting on Hulu, which was from my childhood, like Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis constantly working towards some kind of detente. It's just conflict, snappy lines, detective agency. She's a model and he's a smartass.
Oh.
But it was moving so slowly. And I was like, is this the pacing from the 80s or is this edible just truly melting my fucking brain? And I kept thinking I wanted to text you about it. And then I was like, don't text anyone right now. Like, don't text any person right now when you're this high watching Moonlighting because you're not going to say anything smart. Keep it to yourself.
How many milligrams is a Kiva?
It was 10.
Oh, wow. So the massage really opened you up.
Oh, yeah. Every portal in every synapse was wide open to be fucking blasted. It was awesome.
That's awesome. Can I make a tangential pitch?
Please.
When you start up ketamine treatments again,
Yeah.
you wee spa before the first one.
Interesting. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe
I'll take you up on that challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then while you're on ketamine, you go see
Carry on.
I'm just trying to think of a movie that's out right now. The Creator.
Great.
On ketamine.
I'm not going to go see anything on ketamine. I'm going to lie on my bed and have a fully disassociative experience where I have no body. So I can't go anywhere. I'm just going to be pure consciousness.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind sitting in the next room with Archie to make sure that he doesn't come and try and bother me.
Yeah.
Remember, you were my trusted ally.
I know. I'm very proud of signing that contract with you. I took it very seriously.
I know.
Before we move on to what will be a fun fact on your Slurping Nerds wall.
Sloopy Nerds
wall. Will you please describe what happened with you and Archie while you were doing your taxes? Because it might be my funniest thing that I've heard in a very long time when you yelled at him.
What do you mean? I don't know what I truly don't know what you're talking about.
You said to me, I was so stressed and I'm doing my taxes and I have bags of receipts and I'm like, I don't know what any of this means. Who freaking cares?
Oh.
And then Archie is just staring at you.
Yes.
He's like, get off your screen and come outside and let's go for a walk. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, he's like he was actually trying to get into my lap. Like he was pawing at me. He was staring at me. He was huffing. He was sneezing. He was bringing over his panda. And then I just feel his eyes boring into my back. And finally, I got up and I opened the back door. Thank you. I had forgotten about this. I blocked it out because poor little Archie. I opened the back door to my little, garden area, patio area, and threw him outside. And I was like, dude, go sit in the sunshine. Like, stop staring at me. Get a job. I can't handle this. Stop. I'm trying to do my fucking taxes so that we can both have a roof over our head. Like, I'm just trying to take care of stuff. Definite, like, frustrated single parent vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went back to do my taxes and I heard the little click of his nails and I turned around and I looked and he had come in just close enough so that he had just one eye around the corner to look at me. Like I could not see his body. I could just see one eyebrow and one eye of him like peeping around the corner. It's just like, dude, I should get dog care on those days or drop him off at a friend's house because it's so frustrating for him. Poor guy.
Sure.
Have me sitting at a fucking computer for hours just going through paperwork seems so stupid to him. And it is. He's not wrong.
And then right above that, you see me poke my head up right before with one little
one eye. You're like, you ready to go? You ready to go? Jesus.
Oh man, I feel like anybody who has a dog can relate to that.
Everyone, I mean, that's the best thing about them is they remind you of what's important, and it's not your computer or paperwork any of the time.
It's finding the best stick in the park.
Get that stick.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. What was your fact that you wanted to bring up today?
I have no idea.
Oh, I remember because we were on a walk and talk, and which, by the way, anyone listening who is maybe going through a difficult time or maybe wants to have a conversation with someone that could be like real and honest and you want to be open during it, a walk and talk, baby.
Yo.
A walk and talk
the
where you're
best.
both not looking at each other. You're looking straight ahead. You're kind of bringing in your surroundings. You're outside. You're in nature. If you can do a walk and talk with someone that you care about to get things off your chest or reconnect, whatever it is,
Yep.
I can't recommend enough. And in this case, what our walk and talk was about was how to pronounce the word empanada.
Oh, that's right. How did we get to that fun? I think we were on some serious topic and then one of us said empanada and the other one was like, or is it empanada? And then
Who do you think said, I wonder if it's empanada?
it was me. Well, what we were talking about was your brother had sent us a picture of pumpkin spice empanadas.
Yes.
And somehow, yeah, we eased from our very serious walk and talk into that fun topic to wrap it all up. And we were like, is it empanada or empanada? And we couldn't decide. And I think you came down on the Enya side.
I did, because I was thinking about how every single thing I say as a white dude
Mhm.
seems to be almost correct
Okay.
in terms of pronunciation. Like, oh, that's how it's spelled and I'm sounding it out,
Mhm.
but I don't understand like the twang and the twist of that actual language.
Okay.
So I genuinely believe that it is empanada
Yes.
because I don't know Spanish.
Well, it turns out that empanada and empanada are both correct words, but they refer to different things.
Oh shit, that's
Plot
interesting.
twist. So these are empanadas.
Yeah.
And if you go to the next slide, I looked it up, Tumblr, old school, an empanada, which comes from empañar, which means to make cloudy, is a different word.
So empanada
Empanada means to make cloudy.
Interesting.
Or
So
empeñar means to make cloudy.
yo, we're really empanadaing this Corolla.
What?
Like hotboxing a Corolla,
Oh, I guess.
right?
Sure.
We're really empanadaing.
Why a Corolla?
It's just what I had. It's just
The
one of my...
Corolla. I thought Corolla was like another Spanish word for something, and I was like, "Don't you mean Corolla?" That's why my brain got confused. If you'd said like Honda or something, I would have been like, "Cool." But I was like, "Is Corolla a Spanish word for something that I don't know?" Sorry for the confusion, everyone.
No, that is so reasonable and so magical.
Yes, we are empanading this
Coyoyo.
Corolla. So stupid. Apologies to all of our Spanish-speaking friends. So anyway, the food item is an empanada. And now we know.
Empanada surrounded by bread.
Yep. That's what it literally means.
Yeah.
Empanada surrounded by bread. Yes.
Interesting. Because you have your computer in front of you, would you
Yes.
humor me with a Google search?
Absolutely.
Does calzone also mean surrounded by bread, but in Italian?
Calzone, meaning in Italian. Here we go. Calzone takes its name from the Italian word for trouser.
What?
I don't know. It means sock or no, wait, why is calzone called that? I mean, we could definitely go down
Let's
this fucking
dig in
wormhole.
for a moment.
Okay, according to Eater, the origin of the name calzone came from the word trousers in Italian because calzones could easily be carried in a man's pocket. And then this says it's the augmentative form of the term calza, which means stocking. The idea, nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Somebody was like, pants?
Everyone's making it up. What does calzone mean in Mexican? Underpants. Calzones sustantivo. You know, Alex, producer Alex is like, yep. Underpants. Informal undies or panties. Calzone.
Ooh. I'm free.
Is it calzone,
I'm free
Alex?
calzoning over
Or
here.
calzone? Is it?
All right, only because it was such a great trip to watch you get there.
Uh-huh.
It's calzones.
Calzones.
Yeah.
Calzones. Oh my God.
Fantastic. Calzones means
Okay.
panties.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yo, you know.
So empanada is
So
surrounded by bread.
I'm going sans calzones, say.
your sans calzones.
Yeah.
Means you're free swinging.
Free swinging.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm so glad we got there. So empanadas
Yep.
means surrounded by bread.
bread.
Empanadas
Means hotboxing.
hotboxing to make cloudy.
Yep.
And calzone
Yes.
means underwear.
Calzones means
Means underwear.
yeah.
What the fuck?
Also a delicious pastry from Italy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, especially when you stuff it with meat. Stuff it with meat. Oh boy.
Man,
sorry.
I wish we
Sorry
I
for the
wish we
snort.
had commercials.
we do, don't we?
Oh, let's slide the thing in right here.
Okay.
For
For our friends over at Lasagna Ganja.
yeah.
Welcome to the Lasagna Ganja podcast. It's the podcast that combines cannabis education and entertainment. And believe me, it's layers to all of this. I'm X to the Z exhibit.
I'm Tammy, the Cannabis Cutie, and join us as we explore the world of cannabis, from its history and culture to the latest industry trends and scientific breakthroughs.
So whether you're a seasoned smoker or new to the world of cannabis,
Join us on the Lasagna Ganja podcast.
new episodes drop every week. So hit subscribe and come along for the high. Let's go, baby.
Great.
And we're back.
That worked out so well. What pros we are.
Fantastic.
What's next?
I can't remember. Why don't we look at our
Banana.
very important? Oh, right.
Oh.
Oh, this is a throwback. So we had someone send this
Hold on.
in
I actually pulled up their
because
name. I want to shout them out.
we had an insane conversation months ago now where Mike and I fought and then reached a detente over how to open a banana. You're a psycho, and
I'm
I
a
do it like
silverback
normal
gorilla.
people.
Oh, wow, Jesus Christ. I want to shout out at @1_sleepy_babe. Their name is Sean, SHAN. One sleepy babe who sent us this video about our banana debate.
Okay, because this is a whole new, ostensibly better way of opening a banana. Did you pull up the video
I have it next.
that Sean sent? Let's see it. Okay, if you're watching our YouTube, you'll see at Joni Mikesell.
She hits the banana across her forehead, splitting it in half, and then that splits the banana. And then she takes the peel off, and then she sticks her finger real deep inside one half
It's sexy.
to create a crevice, and that splinters it down the side so that you can eat a triangular portion. And then she
Yep.
holds it like a Harry Potter wand and yells.
Yep.
And that is way more fun than me just splitting it in half.
I mean, the way she uses her forehead and then makes it into a wand is arguably the greatest way to open a banana. And in honor of that, because I knew we were going to be talking about bananas, I brought us something today. I had a whack of bananas I bought for the sandwich show for the almond butter and jam and banana sandwich. And I had a bunch of 8 bananas going, like, off gassing on my counter. The fruit fly situation, they were having a fucking party. It was like a Vegas brunch. They were like jumping in the pool, swimming around in that banana mulch. So I used those fruit fly bananas, attractive, to make us banana pudding.
No shit. No shit.
I'm going to open it up.
Okay. Freaking
Serve you right
awesome.
now on podcast, Mike.
Wow, Mary Jane, thank you so much. I love banana pudding.
This is a banana. It's kind of like a bread pudding. I made it with all of the overripe bananas. And here, it's still warm.
Oh my God.
I want you to just dig right in.
Let me smell it first.
Yeah.
Ooh, it is still warm. Ooh, and it has like a caramelized crust around the outside.
Hot out of the oven. I was actually going to
that
stop.
smells freaking great. Can we just spoon it?
Yep.
Like eat it
Right out of
the thing?
I was going to stop on the way over to the studio today and get a thing of vanilla ice cream to serve with it, because I think this is going to need some ice cream or some cream, but let's see.
Okay.
No, that ain't bad.
Wait, I'm going to do it like I'm on MasterChef.
Okay.
Have you seen that show with Gordon Ramsay and Bastianich and I can't remember the other people on it, Graham Elliott, where you're the chef and you bring it in, you make the thing,
Okay.
and then they hold it up and then they look at it and then they look at it from another angle and then they smell it and go,
Oh, I'm so nervous.
but they're like stoic the whole time, and it's like, what do they know that we don't know? And then they just like take a big bite.
So you're Gordon Ramsay right now? I'm so scared. Okay.
This is the best banana pudding I ever had. Fuck, that's good, Mary Jane.
Okay, right?
That's really good.
Yeah.
Alex, can you leave your post and try banana pudding real quick?
Come on in for a slurp.
Damn, that's good.
Thank you.
Do you have a recipe on deck for this?
I do have a recipe on deck.
Wait, let's see what Alex thinks.
Okay. It's still warm. Okay, good.
If you can't hear, we gotta fuck, or you gotta fuck me.
The consensus is that it is
Going in again.
Please come on in. And it's so gratifying to have you all enjoy that. Thank you.
Oh my God. I looked for ice cream, by the way. Couldn't find it.
Oh, dang.
Oh, fuck yes.
Best producer in the world. Like coming in to have bites and then be like, I couldn't get you ice cream, but I looked.
God, this is
The good-
delicious, Mary Jane.
Thank you. I made it from the easiest recipe in the world that I found online. I can share it in the show notes, or I'll put it in my Substack. Maybe I'll do that, so you'll
Do
have to
that.
subscribe.
Do
And,
Substack.
It was a British recipe, and so it was everything, the measurements were all in weights. The weight, you know how they do that? You watch British Bake Off and they're like, 100 grams of sugar. And you're like, I don't know how much that is. So I had to convert everything into, so then I had to guess because I don't know, conversions are a little beyond me sometimes.
That's great.
It's just mashed overripe bananas, sugar, butter, a beaten egg, flour, vanilla. That's it.
That's it. How long in the oven?
45.
Freaking
Until
great.
she's golden brown.
Delicious.
Thanks.
Really delicious.
Pretty good, right? Like I would have that for breakfast with a little maybe sweetened condensed milk over it. Maybe that's more of a dessert. I shouldn't eat that for breakfast.
Yes, you should.
Okay, I'm going to have a hard-boiled egg for breakfast, a salad for lunch, and then that for dessert at night.
It's delicious. Also, I really want to give you deep, real props for using old bananas for anything besides leaving them in your freezer for at least a year to a year and a half.
Yeah.
Saying that you're going to do something with them, moving them around to make room for frozen pizzas and pot stickers and whatever else you have in your freezer, and never getting around to the actual cooking of and use of old bananas.
Yeah.
Props to you, Mary Jane.
Thank you.
You're the only person I know who has ever done such a thing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I will say Vanessa Lavorato has a great banana bread recipe that I made recently with overripe bananas as well. And my sister used to make a bomb curry when she had like a weird, gross banana sitting on her counter. She made this beautiful Indian curry and she would use the overripe bananas and sweet potatoes to like sweeten it up.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a good place for ripe
interesting.
bananas. Yeah, like a really delicious curry if you let it bubble. Banana is like a pretty common, what's it called?
Sweetener?
Ingredient?
Component. Google it. You got your computer. Write down,
Taxes.
what do you call bananas?
What is a banana?
What is a banana?
Good Lord.
Yeah. Thank you for making this. I'm going to eat more after the pod if that's okay.
Nobody wants to hear us chomping on air anyway.
I know.
It's,
Well, I also brought something,
Okay.
but it was given to me,
Okay.
but I'm happy to share it with
I
you.
would love to have a little share moment because I've been eyeing it. And
I know. If we're going to talk desserts, we got to talk this one. I did get a text that I need to pull up to give a proper shout out.
Okay.
Shout out to Alec at Kip Morrison. Thank you for collaborating with Gelato and Kip Morrison Agency for National Dessert Day. I did forget that was Saturday, October 14th, but we are doing this on Wednesday. Also, nobody's on your Instagram on Saturday.
Hopefully not. Get off your computer. Go outside.
Go outside or do your taxes. And so so I wanted to bring it here because Gelato Co. and KMA Agency really hooked it up for National Dessert Day with this beautiful
It's such an exciting package
of one of my favorite strains. So I wanted to open it, but I'll do it like off because I know the crinkling.
Yeah, the
is weird,
cellophane is wild.
But there's like Mamba candy in here and stuff.
Okay.
So if you want to vamp for a second, I can get through this crinkle very quickly.
I will. I am happy to vamp and eat some more banana pudding. And no, Archie, you can't have any. I'm excited for.
Should I bring this to a movie theater?
Yeah, definitely. Gelato is such an interesting. Actually, you know what? While you're unwrapping that, I'm going to look up the origins of the gelato strain because it's as far as the weed world goes, a newer strain.
Yeah.
Like I remember when it came on the scene. And it was like immediately, obviously, one of the most popular strains that exists because it's so fucking delicious. And it was made from a crossing of, that makes so much sense. Okay, so it's a Girl Scout cookies cross. Gelato is from a crossing of Sunset Sherbet and Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies with a balance of, so it's a hybrid. And all of the effects on Leafly are like, it's aroused, happy, euphoric, great for stress and anxiety and depression. Super high tolerance users will love it because it's fucking potent as fuck. And
so it really is a dessert strain. Like it gets you horny.
Yep.
It gets you excited. It tastes fruity and delicious. Like it's a horny strain.
Also known as Larry Bird or Gelato number 42 originally.
I've never heard Larry Bird. I've heard the 42 before. Okay, so can I pull some stuff out? And do a little
let's see it while I eat my banana pudding over here.
So thanks to Gelato Sour, we've got some hybrid gummies, 10 milligrams each. So take those to Wee Spa with you next time.
Oh my God.
We've also got some cannabis infused. No.
What is it?
10 milligram tiny, that bottom of a drumstick? The bottom of a ice cream drumstick where it has all the chocolate in it?
Hand it over. Yes, I do. Give
Yes.
it to me right now.
No, put it in my mouth. Yes. So that's 10 milligram infused chocolate caramel, bottom of the drumstick.
You know what this would go great with? Banana pudding.
Yes, it would. You crumble that on top for
Yeah.
breakfast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Next. Okay, I'm gonna have to get through this. Gelato, savor the flavor. Oh, they have premium flour, cookie crumbs, which is like shake that you can put on like popcorn and stuff like that.
Great.
Gummies, chocolate, concentrates, pre-rolls, vape cartridges. Dang, Gelato is on point. And then they also sent in this perfect little tin filled with, it does have
Holy-
a pre-roll in it.
That's a crazy fucking gift
a
package.
Pin, a vape cart, some cookies and cream sativa chocolate,
Hand it over. Give me that.
a lighter, a grinder, and then look at this cute little poker.
Oh,
For your-
sweet.
And
For your dab rig.
have you ever had a mamba?
I don't know what a mamba is.
Okay. I don't know how you are with like sticky candy. Are you pro or con?
How sticky is it? Like
sticky.
okay.
Like caramel, taffy shit.
Yeah, I'll wait until we're done with the pod so I don't have it in my mouth and I'm trying to talk.
Okay. Like
Yep.
I feel like if we were to go through the like tiny sticky candy ranking system,
Yes.
I think number 1 would be a vanilla Tootsie Roll, like those tiny vanilla Tootsie Rolls in the blue wrapper. Fuck you, Alex. What? What? You don't like a vanilla Tootsie Roll? It's an unsung hero of Halloween, and we're coming up on Halloween. You know how many people would trade for a vanilla Tootsie Roll? People are killing themselves trying to get vanilla Tootsie Rolls on Halloween. You with your Reese's and your Snickers and your Milky Ways. A vanilla Tootsie Roll is
Wow.
number 2 to Twix in my eyes.
What?
As candy goes. As Halloween
No,
candy
no,
goes.
we were talking about tiny sticky candy.
Okay, tiny sticky candy. Number 1, vanilla Tootsie Roll.
Okay.
Number 2, pink Starburst.
Okay.
Number 3, orange Tootsie Roll. Number 4, Mamba.
Okay.
So, and then number 5, I feel like who cares? Number 5 isn't even worth
Does a
counting.
Charleston Chew, is that like too old school to rank anywhere in there?
I think the difference with a Charleston Chew for this specific category is that chocolate candy or that chocolate coating on the Charleston Chew.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you
like
mean.
Now and Later, Mamba, like these all fall in that chewy fruity category. And Charleston Chew.
How about Laffy Taffy?
Oh God, boy, oh boy.
I feel like Laffy Taffy's
maybe
on
that
there.
rounds out the 5.
Yeah.
Rounds
Okay.
out the 5.
Mhm.
Even banana Laffy Taffy, I can get behind.
Banana Laffy Taffy.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So cool. Wow. Thank you, Gelato, and thank you, Kip Morris Agency, and thank you, Alec. This is so generous, and it looks like Mary Jane got all of
Yeah,
it.
thank you so much. I'm going home with all of these delicious treats. Gonna put them on my banana pudding and just be zooted watching Moonlighting.
Oh,
My
fucking
new favorite thing
great.
to do.
Well, that kind of takes us into some sips and some news.
Okay, cool. I'm going to crack open my New Brew Euphoric Seltzer before we get into the news. If you guys want to check out New Brew, you can go to the link in our show notes, and that is a spot where you can check out all of their flavors. They have citrus, which we dubbed the Adult Palmer, the berry flavor, and now they have this new mango flavor. And you, listeners, if you use our code Weed and Grub, you will get 25% off. They're so tasty.
That's a nice percentage.
I know. They're made with kratom and kava, and so they're non-alcoholic, but they do give you a little buzz, and
I'm
they
super
work.
into kratom.
Mhm.
I think it is a good thing. Like I feel good. I like how I like the energy boost. I like the little twist that I get from an Adult Palmer from New Brew. It's a really good thing. I'm pro New Brew.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that's a generous % off. I'm all about it.
I'm tasting the mango flavor, and I am all about that too.
Really?
That I love.
Wait, I'm sorry. Citrus,
Yes.
New Brew, Adult Palmer.
That's what we called it. Yes.
Berry we called Goy.
I can't.
Roy Goy,
Oh God.
right?
Sure. If you
Adult
want to do a
Palmer
callback for
and
that.
a Roy Goy.
Uh huh.
I'm still workshopping it.
Okay.
So far, nothing better has come up, and everyone still hates it.
Okay.
Roy Goy,
Great.
mango. Here we go.
Mango. I have my my idea for what we could rebrand it.
Ooh, it's very good.
It's delicious.
It's subtle on the mango too, which is so nice.
You could really sip on that at a party and feel like you're having an adult beverage, which it is. It's just a non-alcoholic version, which is so nice. What are you going to call it?
Boy, I don't know. I'd love to hear what you think.
Mango Rango?
That's a lot of fun. A mango
Like-
rango.
A Mango Rango, like, isn't that the movie with the lizard?
Yeah, John Depp
John Depp?
playing Rango.
You're rechristening him in his like new era of
He needs a
post-trial.
rebrand.
Yes, John Depp, the serious actor, who was definitely not abuser.
Okay. How far are we in now? 34 minutes before.
Come on, you can't bring up Johnny Depp on this podcast and expect me to just let it slide. Although I guess I technically brought him up because I said Rango.
Yeah, but no, yes, Rango Mango.
Mango Rango?
Mango Rango. That's awesome.
Delicious.
And really good. Oh, and I love it too because the can is green, so why not?
Yeah.
Mango Rango.
Great. Associations.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, New Brew. And please, check them out. Support the folks that support us and make this podcast possible.
Exactly.
That brings us to our Grublet Gazette.
It's a really interesting news week.
This is such an interesting news story. Yeah, coming from marijuanamoment.net. Marijuana consumers who caught COVID had better outcomes and mortality than non-users, a study finds.
I wish they would write a better headline because that is it's a confusing sentence to me.
Is it?
Marijuana consumers who caught COVID
Yes.
had better outcomes and mortality than non-users.
Yes.
So what we're really saying is people who got high survived and didn't have as bad of side effects, right?
So the story says cannabis consumers who caught COVID-19 had significantly lower rates of intubation, respiratory failure, and death than people who do not use marijuana, according to a new study based on hospital data that was presented at the annual conference of the American College of Chest Physicians. What a fun group to belong to. In Honolulu.
Nice.
Honolulu.
Oh, now I really want to belong.
Yeah, to the chest physicians.
Yeah.
You like cop a feel?
Ooh, well, no, I just
I'm a chest physician. What? What? What?
FBI, female body inspector.
Oh, God. I don't think I ever heard that one.
You hadn't heard that?
No, was that your calling card?
Oh, man, when I worked at Spencer's Gifts, we sold more FBI shot glasses and cards for your wallet than anything.
Wow.
For dudes to be like, hey, I'm in the FBI. And then you hand a girl in the club your FBI card and on the bag it says female body inspector.
Nice.
And that's when they just get on their knees and start sucking you off. Because you know how effective a card like that can be.
Love getting handed a card like that. Please catcall me before you hand it to me.
Yeah, right.
And then you'll be assured of action. Well, the American College of Chest Physicians, along with the FBI, says that marijuana users had better outcomes and mortality compared to non-users and suggested that the observed benefits might result from marijuana's, quote, potential to inhibit viral entry into cells and prevent the release of proto-inflammatory cytokines.
Very fucking cool.
It is so
Especially
interesting.
because it was deemed essential through COVID. And so now not only was it deemed essential as something to do at home so you don't go crazy, but also it was a bit of a lifesaver potentially.
Well, it certainly looks like, cannabis consumers had lower health complications related to COVID as well. Lower rates of intubation, lower rates of acute respiratory distress syndrome, lower rates of severe sepsis, and had lower in-hospital cardiac arrest and mortality rates.
Unreal.
So it's so interesting. Using this analysis, they figured out that cannabis consumers had lower rates of all of those things. The study referred to, the study used cannabis. It was a small group of people who were studied for this.
Sure, that makes sense.
The people who responded to the study, most people were not cannabis consumers. So more research to be done. And it's one study. Obviously, you always have to take everything with a grain of salt.
Well, but in an industry where we're always fucking repeating ourselves saying we need more research, I will take any research, good or bad, because at the end of the day, it's research.
Yeah.
So fine. It could be 6 people. It could be 600. I love a research.
Love a research, love a study.
Yeah. Also, it's very funny to picture all of your cells being really high so the virus can't find them because they're all just kind of chilling in the bottom of the veins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just with their hands behind their heads.
Yeah. The virus is where are these guys we can attack? And the cells are
just lean back.
I don't know, dude. Best of luck, man.
Can't find me. That's fucking awesome.
Cool.
So that's an interesting piece of news. And then we have another news story. Oh, do you want to talk about it more?
I just wanted to shout out Trump for making...
No. Next news story.
Okay.
Our next news story is coming to us from Beard Bros, our friends over at beardbrosfarms.com. And they just wrote a piece about how Governor Gavin Newsom, vetoed the cannabis cafe bill, AB 374. And that was super disappointing to a bunch of people in the cannabis industry, but not to Mike.
Nope.
Say more.
Let's do the news part, and then I will,
And then you'll have your take.
and then I'll have my take
and
because
then I'll combat you.
yeah, exactly. Because
Okay,
we
great.
already got in a fight about this already, like an hour ago.
So the Cannabis Cafe bill aimed to legalize cannabis consumption lounges, aka cannabis cafes, Amsterdam style. So it just meant that you would be able to purchase your cannabis and consume it on site while having, a coffee and a sandwich. Super nice. Great. It sounds great to me. It would have allowed local jurisdictions to authorize licensed retailers to serve non-cannabis food and beverages and also host live events like Weed and Grub Live at their premises. And Newsom vetoed it. And he says he vetoed it based on concerns about potentially undermining existing smoke-free workplace protections. I don't know much more about his decision, but anyway, he shot it down and he left many supporters disappointed and frustrated because they were really hoping for that new source of revenue, like that would generate more business for, existing retail spots. And in a statement, there was an assembly member named Matt Haney who had authored the bill. And he said, Californians are proud of our state's wine culture, and we do everything we can to make our winemakers make sure our winemakers receive the support they need. We need to be doing the same thing for cannabis. So I just thought that was an interesting point. He's like, you can go to a wine tasting room and, enjoy a cheese plate while you drink your wine. We also need to support these farmers and growers who are trying to get their cannabis in front of consumers. And that's kind of the story. It's gotten shot down and hopefully will be revisited soon because I think that cannabis consumption lounges are important.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. They're stupid and boring and lame.
Okay.
They are not alcohol. We've gone to a cannabis consumption lounge and we had a blast.
Yeah.
With a bunch of great friends. And we smoked bongs and we hit volcanoes and we ate ice cream sundaes. And it was very fun. It was also $600.
Yeah.
And it was the kind of thing where as much fun as we were having, everyone got too high and everyone got quiet, and then it was time to go home. Weed is not alcohol. Alcohol and bars and karaoke and singing Sweet Caroline at 2 a.m, and then going home with some stranger and waking up the next day and being like, breakfast? I don't know. What's your name again? Like all of those things that happen with alcohol are alcohol specific. And the idea of drawing a parallel between wine and charcuterie boards and spitting in a bucket and going to a cannabis cafe, smoking a joint and eating is not a one-to-one for me. I would much rather go to a friend's house, order some Chinese food, watch the hockey game, and smoke blunt after blunt after blunt while petting his dog.
Are you talking about Joel?
Yes, I am talking about Joel. Than going to a cannabis cafe surrounded by other people who are stoned, getting anxious, getting nervous, not wanting to drive home. Like everything about them is lame when I can go to a coffee shop right now, step outside, smoke a couple hits, come back in, write my screenplay that's never going to get made, even though I do think it's a good idea. And do you know what I'm saying? Like I can already consume. And I think especially in places that it's rec and places that medicinal maybe, well, I'll keep it to rec. Places that it's rec, you can already consume. I can already walk the streets of New York smoking a joint. We've done it. So the idea of me like waiting for my Italian food in New York, stepping outside, smoking a joint, and then coming inside and eating a delicious meal, I'm already doing what a cannabis cafe is providing without a $600 price tag.
I hear you on them being expensive. But my turn?
Yeah.
What about
Wait, is it going to be funny?
No. What if I'm someone who lives in a place where I'm not able to smoke cannabis for any reason and I don't have any friends who consume? So for some reason, I can't smoke in my house because of the rental agreement that I have with my landlord where it's a no smoking building, or I live with an immunocompromised person, or I have little kids and I don't want my kids to be exposed to cannabis smoke, whatever it is. And I don't want to go sit in my car and hotbox and I can't smoke on the street because for whatever reason, it's not safe for me.
Maybe you have a warrant or something.
Or just as a woman alone, I don't necessarily want to walk around on the streets at night smoking weed. So what if all those things are true? Where am I going to go? I need a safe space to consume cannabis in sometimes. And also you're ignoring the entire tourist trade. There are a lot of people who come from states that don't have access to adult use cannabis spaces in their states. And they definitely wouldn't feel safe, like just out in the world. They need that like cool place where you can go and you can sit down and you can spend whatever amount of money, buy your weed and smoke it safely and feel good about it. I think that's a big part of, we only have, I think like 5 lounges in LA. Mm-hmm. They're always packed when we go. I don't have a very good time at any of them. you know, they're
But
always
that's not
like,
the point that you're making.
but
is
I'm
that
trying
whether
to
you
say,
have fun or not.
thank you for supporting my point, Mike,
Yeah.
that, it's maybe for someone who doesn't have a safe space to smoke at home when they live in the city, and maybe someone who's visiting the city who doesn't really know the rules and regulations. Maybe they're a first-time consumer and they're just like, I don't know or feel safe unless I'm in this space that is sort of like designated for me to have this experience, you know?
Okay.
But also, yes, they're fucking expensive. And that's on the fucking tax and regulation system. I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of taxes that you pay for legal weed. Fuck it. Like, yes, I would way rather buy an ounce from my friend and go to Joel's house.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. I feel you on that.
Okay. I was going to fight you because you went from like a micro like idea of a demographic, but then as soon as you just talked about a safe place to consume and macroed it out, like it's hard for me to I don't want to argue with that because I think you're right. I think that's a really good point.
I think there's a fairly big section of the population that doesn't feel safe consuming like publicly or at home for some reason. Like,
Sure.
I feel like you can apply that to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And some people also really want to be in public. Like let me say, when I was at the Wee Spa, there's this area in the co-ed sort of spot where you can like go and get, you know, your bowl of ramen, your slurpy nudes. What did I call them? Sloopy nerds.
Uh-huh.
And there's, you know, a bunch of saunas and stuff that are co-ed. There's also this huge open space where you can just nap. And I was talking about it with my friend Kate, and she was like, I don't know if I would just like want to nap in public. And I was like, I love napping in public. I love going and lying down with other people around me and closing my eyes and drifting off and feeling safe in community. There's something about that that really does it for me. I don't know what it is. It's just like feeling safe in my body around other people is kind of a revolutionary thing for me. As you know, I've just like had some shit happen where I don't always feel safe in my body. So that's very healing for me, is to like be napping in community with other people. Same thing with smoking weed. Like when I go to Amsterdam and I sit in a coffee shop, even if I'm not talking to anyone, I'm in community with people. And that's an important part too. Not funny, I know.
No, but I hear you. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can go back and forth on both
Also, they're
points,
whack and
but,
expensive and dumb.
yeah.
And like, let's go eat wings in an air fryer.
I think that's the other thing too, is
At
like
Joel's
there are
house.
so many like there are bigger problems to me than cannabis cafes that I think actually, if I'm going to get real deep and real serious for a minute,
Okay.
when we went to that cannabis cafe,
Yeah.
great food, great time, way overpriced.
So
and
expensive.
also because of the other laws surrounding cannabis cafes, the amount of plastic being used every
Yeah.
single day is a huge issue. The amount of waste is a huge issue. The fact that you have to separate food from weed and have all of these extra things in place, including bathrooms that are far away from all of it. Like everything around the cafe is so inconvenient.
I think
and
those
ruins the
bathrooms
vibe.
were maybe just that weird space.
Oh, really?
They definitely sucked though.
But
Like
they
you had to
sucked.
leave to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I was like, hey guys, I got to walk around the block
You
and
got to cross the parking lot and
go
like
to this guy's house.
knock on this door.
Yeah, it's
Sucks.
freaking insane. So I think like that's the other part for me. Like there are just like bigger things that are bigger issues to me than a safe place to smoke. Like freaking every single doob tube just piling up in a garbage can and then being thrown into a landfill.
But that's not anything to do with cannabis cafes. That's just packing regulations.
Exactly. But if we're going to have a packed place filled with people consuming cannabis, then it is going to be a problem because all of your dumpsters night in, night out are going to be filled with plastic.
But that plastic would always exist whether or not they were at a cannabis cafe. It's like you're not going to buy loose vodka. You're not going to buy loose.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Whether
Like
it's in my trash can or their trash
Yeah,
can, it's in the trash can.
It exists.
So
You're like, it's only a problem if it's at these public consumption lounges. But if I buy it and take it home, that's cool.
That's cool then, dude. Fuck. All right. Okay. All right, we should move on.
Yeah.
Boy, we should move on.
Let's
No, wait.
move
I
on.
did think of one other idea.
Okay.
If I did come around to cannabis cafes and we were to open one,
Okay.
you know what we should call it?
What?
We talked about it at the beginning of the episode. It's all going to come back
Taxes?
around. Oh my God. That's funny. That's a lot of fun.
Come do your taxes. LOL.
Oh yeah, it's all video games and like mood lighting and
No taxes.
Wizard of Oz synced with Dark Side of the Moon
And pinball.
and it's
Hell
called
yes.
Taxes. That's a
Bean
lot of
bags?
fun. Shit,
Lots of bean bags.
I love that.
I wish I wanted ball pits in my life because it's the most fun thing ever, but it's also the most disgusting thing ever.
Oh, I love them.
I know, but how do we make them clean? It's
I don't
impossible,
care.
right?
Yeah, I don't care. No 11-year-olds mostly.
Okay, a ball pit that I'll never go in, but it'll be there. So
Yeah.
I know it's a possibility.
I was gonna call it empanadas.
Oh, okay. And we serve empanadas.
And we serve empanadas.
And then people come up and they say, I'll have an empanada, and I'm there to correct them.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm like, actually, it's empanada.
This is our
And are
fact
you wearing your
governor.
calzones?
Yeah, no shirt, no shoes.
Calzones required. All right, we gotta wrap this baby up. We're getting there.
Do you want to skip one thing and get to?
No.
Okay.
I forgot. I just looked at the time. I'm having such a good time. I
Cool.
forgot we have more topics.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this one's pretty quick. It's just so silly.
Yeah.
It's so silly.
Okay.
How do you want to do it? Do you want to just read it or just tee it up and then read it?
Sure. AI is ruining everything, right? But it's also so funny.
It's so fucking funny.
It's good for the jokes at the moment before the robot overlords have fully infiltrated and taken over everything.
Yeah. This is when everyone was making fun of Jeff Bezos for selling books out of his garage. And everyone's like, Amazon, huh? Good luck with that. Cut to years later, people are pissing in bottles while trying to get Christmas deliveries out. So yeah, we're in the let's make fun of Jeff Bezos being in the garage part of AI right now.
Yes, exactly right. We're at the beginning where we're still like, ha, ha, ha. And in 20 years, we're going to be like, I got denied a heart transplant because the robot said no.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So I saw this. Well, we had both seen AI things and we both brought them today. Which one do you want to do first?
Let's do yours because it's way more interesting.
Oh, well, thanks, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both fucking weird and interesting. The first one is, do we have a video of it?
Yeah.
It's the national anthem being captioned by AI as someone is singing the national anthem at a game. I don't know what the game is.
I think it was an
basketball?
NBA game.
Yeah. And the captions are so insane. Can you pull it up?
National Anthem by AI.
National anthem being captioned by AI at the very beginning. So pass through the I don't even know how to start with this because I'm not sure where.
Bus on fire or the right heart tweet. Wow, wow. Touched were so gallantly streaming me.
Yeah, they're just saying absolutely. There's no word in there that is the national anthem.
It's right.
It's like the bombs. They're not in time. First evening, you can kind of guess where they are in the song. Gave proof. It makes no sense.
Through the night.
You know what this is like?
Right, that or our flag was still there. Oh, say ain't done, guys had started. Suspect angle.
Mod who. You know what this is like?
What?
It was like how I failed with the beaver trying to sing a song. I'm sorry for snorting. I publicly humiliated myself at the sandwich show because I was attempting to sing a song. And the backing track was slower than I anticipated. And our friend Allie was singing the melody backup of the song. And she sounded beautiful. And then I came in so strong and wrong timing. It went down so fast. I watched everyone's faces in the room transform from like that hopeful, supportive, wonderful twinkly to just a slow fade into like, oh no, she's going down. And I called it. I did.
Thank
and
God.
Everyone was thank God though, right? Like it was like this. It was as bad as this. It was that kind of meltdown.
Props to you for calling that off.
Yeah. Thank you.
Also, we don't have audio for this, but she is an amazing singer.
Yeah.
So the fact that everyone who's trying to sing along and it's the word bus fire or the payroll is
bus fire or the payroll.
I mean, that's how I feel like the Canadian national anthem is. Nobody really knows it. They all know,
all Canadians,
Canada.
Terre de nos aïeux, ton franc et saint, de fleurs en glorieux. Do you want me to do the whole thing? No.
Yeah, do it.
No.
How's it end?
It depends if you're singing in French or English.
Oh, say does that Star-Spangled Banner yeah wave? Land of the free, home of the brave.
Yeah.
So what's the Canadian one? Oh, you have to Google
look it up really quick.
Aha, my point. Nobody knows the Canadian national anthem.
I know it.
No, but like we have Land of the Free, Home of the Brave. How do you and Strong for the Canadian one?
Oh, Canada, our home and native land. I have to sing it from that's the thing with anthems.
Yeah.
You can't just jump into them. So annoying.
It
you
is.
Can't be like, oh, that one line. I have to sing the whole thing through to get to the end. I'll wrap up with it at the end.
Yeah, because I truly...
It's not fair to ask everyone to wait. I could also sing the anthem, the Ode to Newfoundland, if you want to hear that.
They have their own anthem?
Yeah, and it's called, it's the Ode to Newfoundland. It's beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah.
My AI thing.
Cool. Not cool. Your eyes just went like a weird they slid off your face for a second.
I went flounder.
Yeah. Full
Or
flounder.
halibut.
Yeah, Mike went full halibut over here. Slide. No thanks. Next. Okay.
I think a lot of people have seen it, but because the Screen Actors Guild is still in the middle of a strike, even though the Writers Guild has hopefully found a consensus and a way forward, they are now using AI in the background of movies and TV shows. I've been a background actor. Have you been a background actor?
Yes, it's terrible.
It's really not. It's not thankful work.
It's thankless.
Thankless work.
It's
Thank
not
you.
thankful.
Yeah, and it's long days. You're just kind of like standing in the back, clapping for 10 hours for $80.
Yep.
Maybe you get a meal. Maybe you get to like
You don't get crafty though.
no, and you maybe get to stand next to Aubrey Plaza and skis her out for a minute. Like it's not great.
Yep.
So now they're using AI in the background, but it looks worse than like Wii Sports characters.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They look like cave people that they just like plucked from thin air and said, clap here. It's very bad.
Yeah, it's not like what was that Oscar Isaac movie with the robot Machina?
Yeah, Ex Machina.
Ex Machina. It's not like that. They don't look like that. Alyssa Vikander, whatever her name is.
The big problem with it is this is, of course, where you start something like AI. This is beta, right? Nobody cares about the people in the bleachers. You're
Right.
not the lead. You're not the main character.
It's
You're not a story part. So you start there. You get the technology right. And now all of a sudden you have like tertiary characters, or maybe you have the server that comes up and puts the waters on the table and says something funny
Under
to like
fives.
enter the under fives.
Mhm.
And that's where this is headed. And that's why it's a problem. Yes, this looks like shit. Yes, we should make fun of it. But also that is why it's being thrown into the background first until that tech is perfected, and then
Right.
you get rid of under fives, and
Yeah,
it's
and you
it's a
take those
problem.
like SAG actors who were the under fives, and they signed that contract allowing you to use their image, and all of a sudden they're in shit that they didn't film and they're not getting paid for, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So this was in Prom Pact, which is something that I've never even heard of on Disney Plus. Yeah, let's all start keeping an eye out for it
Mhm.
for sure.
Wait, for anyone watching the YouTube, let's do a real quick AI
Okay,
segment so that people think we're AI.
all right.
Okay. And the car went kaboom,
Digidoo.
doop, bop, beep, bleep, and
boink.
boink. Weed is
Tight.
fun.
Great.
Use our likeness for anything you want.
Nope. Definitely catch Mike on the record supporting Trump, though, because that'll come back to bite you in the fucking ass.
All I did was bring him up.
You said you
It's
wanted
not
to give him
illegal
a
to
shout out.
Oh, yeah, I did. That was AI, actually.
Yeah, that was the AI Mike just
Yeah. Somebody
Skeeving on
took
in
my
there for a
likeness and
second.
shouted out Trump. I can't believe Alex did that.
Alex. Yeah, let's keep our eyes out for AI. Danger, danger. Enemies.
Enemies.
Mhm.
Do you want to get to our creamed corner this
Let's
week?
do our cream corner.
You really threw me for a loop. I didn't expect a cream corner like this from Mary Jane Gibson.
Well, listen, it's that time in LA where the trees are falling into the fall season. And there's one tree in particular at this time of year that smells like cum. And I hate it.
I love it.
And you love it. And we've talked about this the whole time I've lived in LA. Every year in October, I'm like, what is that? It smells like cum. My friend Natalie and I go on a weekly walk every Tuesday night. We do the Snoop. And every October on that Snoop, we're like, it's cum tree season. It's cum tree season. It's so disgusting. We like cover our mouths and noses because it's like, it smells like fresh semen.
Yes. True. Like this isn't hyperbole. Like we Googled a bit of to learn more.
Yes.
And if you Google the words tree that smells like, it will fill in with the word semen, cum, jizz. Like
Yeah.
it is a true thing.
I learned what it is this week. I found the actual tree in question because there was a cum tree and one of the limbs had fallen off and there it was just like reeking like cum all over the park and I was like, okay, I can actually take a picture of this tree and identify it.
Lick it a bit.
Just rub some on my chest. And it's a carob tree.
Interesting.
The carob tree, as in the carob that is used to make the like chocolate alternative. The carob tree is what smells like cum. And I pulled up the Wikipedia info about it. It says, yeah, right on Wikipedia, the male flowers smell like human semen, an odor that is caused in part by amines, which I think are probably related to amino acids. And there's some kind of chemical compound.
That happens in the fall.
That's why the carob tree smells like human semen. It is the male flowers in the fall. And
I heard that when
Ugh.
it flowers, it lasts like 3 seconds.
no, it. Yes, great.
Okay.
And then I got a picture of the pods, the carob pods, which look like big. If you go to the next picture, there's big old gnarly fucking.
Oh, those do look like kind of twisted wangs.
They look like big dicks, right?
Yeah.
Big old weird dicks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the carob tree.
That's awesome. It's cool to know that that's where the cum smell comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I hope that's not just an LA thing with this tree. Like I really
Only in LA does the carob tree smell like cum.
well, yeah, like it's such
It's so LA.
Oh my God, it's so LA.
Oh my God.
It's always in North Hollywood.
Yeah, the entertainment industry, of course.
I'm so glad to learn that though. I really do love the smell. And I know they are for a fact, I think they're in St. Louis, Missouri, and that's the first place I remember smelling them.
Wait, do you love the smell of fresh semen, or do you love the smell of these trees, or you love the smell of these trees because they remind you of the smell of fresh semen, or what?
Great question.
Please clarify.
I think I'm trying to think of who else's cum I've smelled besides mine.
Mhm.
And I don't think I've smelled enough cum in my life to know if I like the smell of cum as a whole.
Do locker rooms smell like cum?
No, locker rooms smell like BO mixed with like Lever 2000.
Okay.
Yeah. So not
Hotel
really.
rooms, maybe?
Hotel, yeah, maybe a hotel. Maybe like a Vegas hotel.
I've smelled a lot of cum, and
Do you like it?
no. I mean, it depends, actually. I like the smell of cum when it is cum
Yeah.
from someone that I'm enjoying my time with. When I'm served a bowl of mushroom pasta, or I walk past a tree and it just randomly smells like someone shot a load into it, no.
That's, yeah, I understand that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. Non-consensual cum trees.
Yeah, it feels like an assault. I'm triggered.
I like the smell of those trees so much. There's something about that musty, thick cum smell that I really, really do enjoy. Like I know when we go on our walk and talks, when it hits both of us, one of us goes, and the other one goes, yeah. So,
Well, that's our cream corner. The cream corner should have been the banana pudding.
Yeah.
That's what
Hey.
the cream corner actually is.
Is that a sex term?
Cream corner?
Banana pudding.
Oh.
To banana pudding someone?
Oh, it should be.
Yeah.
What would it be, though?
I don't
What would it
know.
look like?
I'm going to Google it really quick.
Banana pudding. Yeah. I think it was probably like when you maybe it's like when you're semi-hard, if you have a penis and your penis is semi-hard. So instead of like trying to put it in anywhere, you just like whack it on their leg and then rip it in half on your forehead. Like Mike and our TikTok friend.
That
do.
is so much better than what this says. Let's go with that.
Okay.
I'm not reading that out
You're not
loud.
reading it?
No, I'm not.
So banana pudding is when you have a chub and you whack it on either your partner's leg or the edge of the bed or a countertop or something, and then you rip it in half. Great.
Great. Buds of the week.
Buds of the week.
Buds of the week.
Buds of the week.
We have the same bud this week.
It's our shared bud.
Thank God.
Thank God for Jeff.
Man, for real. Jeff Thompson, the accountant of the stars. Look
Jeff
at this man.
does taxes, and thank God for Jeff, who is also a fucking amazing writer and comedian.
Now that the strike is over, I think he got his first or second writer's room right around the corner.
Fantastic.
And I think he also got engaged.
Wow.
The man is having a moment.
That's
He
amazing.
is at One Black Jeff on Instagram. He also wrote in his bios are meaningless in 2020. Hug your loved ones from 6 feet away. Hasn't updated his Instagram since 2022. The man is too busy handling our bullshit taxes, being married, and writing great scripts.
Handling our bullshit taxes while being endlessly kind and funny. Like, who's funny when they do your taxes? Hit the email updates that he sends where he's like, hey, friendly tax reminder. There's always a joke, a gif, and then like a hardcore, like, get this done or I'm going to fucking fuck you up.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, he does our taxes for Weed and Grub.
Yeah.
And I want to call that out too, in case anyone is looking. Like, he does our individual taxes when we get around to them. And he also handles all of our accounting for Weed and Grub so that we don't have to get around to it.
Yeah.
And it's nice.
It's so nice. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank
from
you.
the bottom of our cockles
Yeah.
and bongs.
Yeah. Have you ever sent him an email like, I'm getting to it, I'm just on mushrooms?
I probably. Yeah. I think I have. Sorry, Jeff. I'll get there. I'm doing so much better.
Yeah.
Um,
Great up, Mary Jane.
Great up, Mike.
Really
I have a
nice.
wrap up.
Okay.
Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Follow us at Weed and Grub on Instagram, at Mike and Mary Jane on TikTok, Weed and Grub on YouTube, WG at Weed and Grub is our email. Hit us up, slide into our DMs, send us banana videos. That was a beautiful, beautiful ending.
Thank you. Say hey to us in Vegas.
Yeah. See you at the MJs.
See you soon.
Bye, everyone.